are you today? Who are you? Not answering. Okay. Who are you, Sam? Who are you today? Who's that? Spiderman. Who are you? Supergirl. Look. Morning, welcome back to another video. We're not going to harp on about the weather anymore, but it's still wet. Today we were planning on getting the cattle in and moving them up to the slats, but the lorry guy that brings them, he's just busy today. That suits me because I wasn't exactly ready anyway, so we're going to do it on Monday instead. So, as I say, the baler's up there and the agitator that I need to bring home. And then I need to just set up a few gates up there and sort of try and get things ready, maybe put out the straw in the lie-back or whatever. And then I actually need to throw in another bale of straw here for these, because these are gone mucky. I didn't bed them because I thought they were going to be moved today. So I need to throw in straw here. There's two calves need to be tagged, that lad and this last lad needs to be tagged. Now that lad, he just might have a slight swell navel. I'll check him when I'm tagging him, so he might just need an antibiotic as well. And then probably need to give them silage tomorrow. They'll tidy that up today. So yeah, we just need to get the other shed ready. But yeah, as I was saying in the last video, I was at the acres course yesterday, and I must say, now in fairness, we should have done this course before we even applied for the scheme, and even the Chagas guy said that. And even all the full details are not available yet, which is strange. The department can make the rules as they go along, but if we make one little mistake, we're punished, severely punished. So I just find that very strange. But anyway, you have to go with it. As I said before, you don't have to agree with all these schemes, and probably don't agree with most of them, but it's money at the end of the day, and like, you won't make money out of farming unless you're in these schemes. So, and like, some of these schemes are beneficial to yourself, like there's fencing on it or whatever, or even planting some trees, hedges, which will benefit your farm anyway. So you might as well try and get paid to do the things that are benefiting you. So, like, say if you're in 10 schemes and there's money in it, and you're only in 2 of them, you get small money. But if you're in all 10, it's worthwhile being in them, because you're getting a decent few pound out of it, and you're doing things that will benefit your farm. So, or even like spreading the lime, there was a grant for that. Like, all these things help your farm, and you're getting a few pound to do it. So like, that really is beneficial. And as I say, even with the beef scheme, I don't agree with all these stars and things like that, but it's money at the end of the day, and you have to do it. It's all about making money. Farming is a business, and you have to make a profit at the end of the day as well. So it's all about that. So the acre scheme, yeah, no, it was down in Tinnahealy, and we were in the classroom for the morning, and actually I learned an awful lot. I didn't know an awful lot about it, and even when I talked to my Chagas man, we're in the CP area, corporation area, so like, didn't know a lot about it, and I must say I learned a lot yesterday and figured out, look, it's more complicated than you think, but when you sit down and go through it, maybe it's not so bad. And there's loads of options that you can do. Like, we're going to I'd say some of the options that I'm going to do is put up owl boxes and bat boxes, because I wasn't in reps before at all, so I didn't have any bat boxes or anything like that up, and like, there's good money in it. And I think there's actually a local crowd here. If you put up owl boxes, they'll actually come and put owls in them. So even we'll see how that goes. But like, that's one option. I can plant trees. I can do that wild bird cover, because I want to reseed ground down at the road anyway. So if I put the wild bird cover in for 5 years, it'll be well broken up for reseeding then, you know. So there's loads of options that you can do. Well-paying options as well. So. And we were out walking around the farm looking at a few things after lunch, and yeah, I thought it was very good. Like, it's a pain having to go do these things, but when you actually go there and listen to some of the stuff, you learn a lot anyway. It was, as I said, it was a scheme I didn't know an awful lot about. So you can intake stuff and you learn a lot about it, and then you can go forward from there. So right, we're going to get the tractor. We need to take off this trailer. I mean, we probably go up and get the baler now, up in the other shed. I still haven't rang the deerns or whatever, but we go and get the baler, and then just a few bits and bobs, tag the calves, and it'll sort of be a higgledy-piggledy video. There'll be bits of everything going on. Just checking the ewes here. The grass has fairly diminished. Now I can move them out there, and that's where the cows were, and like a pig has come back on that as well. And I need to bring ewes home from the hill as well, but just there was a flood there outside the pen and in the pen that the sheep wouldn't have got through it. So next week, whenever that water recedes just a little bit, I'll be able to bring those ewes home. But like, they're not hungry here yet, but the grass has fairly disappeared in the last week or so. So just on an exciting note as well, we think maybe next week we could be getting a demo, something on demo. We were talking to someone at the ploughing, and it has sort of progressed. So watch this space. Over the next few videos we could be showing getting something on demo, and potentially keeping it till next spring. So very excited about that. Very excited about it. So it's not confirmed yet. So we will see how things go in the next week or so. But it's more or less across the line. So we'll keep you informed on. Just up, going to collect the baler. But when I was saying I have to get the shed ready, there's not a whole lot of getting ready on it. I'm going to give the cows a good big lie back this time. So I've only 17 cows now with calves here, but I might just have to maybe buy a different creep gate or something. That straw just needs to be moved down to the door. Schooner put it in there. I just wanted it close to the door. But like, I'm going to be throwing out maybe 7 or 8 bales of it here anyway, so there won't be very much needed to be moved. But I was going to put that gate across here, and then there's holes actually drilled there where I had a gate hanging as well, so I might just take that one off and put it here. There's a post there, so like the cows and calves would have half the shed of a lie back, and then I'll set up some sort of a creep area here for the calves. And I think I'll do the same here. Like, they don't need that much area on the slats, but I think I'd put this barrier across here, and they'd have half the shed. And then there's a barrier to go across there. There's only five of those heifers that are not going with the bull that I need to AI. So yeah, there's going to be feck all in the shed, really. Feck all in it this year. Where I had just 100 cattle in here last year. There won't even be 40. I don't think there'll even be 40 here. Anyway, that's the way it is. So there's actually not that much setting up on it. I might, as I said, I might need to buy a different creep gate, or maybe I have creep gates here set up. There's one at the top, there's one there, and there's one at the bottom. So there's 3 creep gates here. So I might be able to use one of them. We'll just see what happens, and just need to put back that barrier as well. I took it down to get into the agitating point there, so that just has to go back up. So like, there's very little getting ready. So as I said, this is Friday morning, so he's coming Monday morning, and we're going to get the cattle in then. And some of the silage, or when we're making the haylage here, some of it was too green, so I'm going to use that myself. Save me drawing up some of my own silage. Maybe I'll sell some of that then. I think there was 50 bales there or more of green stuff that we couldn't wrap it up as haylage, so I'm going to start feeding them that and see how we go with that. But my meal cost will be down this year as well, so I've feck all calves to feed or anything, so costs will be down, and probably I'll have more. And with the grass situation at home with the ewes, I probably won't be feeding them for a while with silage or anything either, so like I'll probably have more bales of silage to sell if I can sell it. There's no go on it at the minute anyway, but even if I don't sell it, I'd have it for next year, and then I wouldn't need to make as much next year. So there's options, there's loads. You can't beat a fresh bed. They were lying down straight away. Straw for cows and all in liebacks, it's definitely better than just slats on its own. And even when I had this big open shed, I had peat in it, and they loved that as well. And the only thing is, it got a bit sloppy near the end, especially when you're feeding here and the peat was just inside your feed barrier. It wasn't ideal, but like the slats is hard on cows, and I think I discussed that in the spring there when the cows were very thin, but they love the straw. So when they're going up to the other shed, it's going to be put in now next week. That's why I want a big lieback for the cows and try have them in a bit of comfort. Look, if you have the mats for the slats, there's no problem with that. You have a bit of comfort then, but just we're lying on concrete up there. It's hard. It's very hard on the cows, especially when I'm suckling during the winter as well. It's just extremely hard on your cow. So as I said, we just have to change things around and give the cows a lieback and give them straw. The only worry I'd have is that I won't have enough straw. That's the only thing, because I have more ewes as well, and I'll definitely need more straw for the sheep as well. So we are here at the muck spreader. Schooner just wants a lend of it. I think he is just about too low to get out, but see the state it is here, where there's plastic in it and sticks and everything, and it wouldn't empty on this side. So that's, remember I was saying in videos that it needs to be revamped, and probably a bit of plating needs to be welded on the top of it there as well. It's just gone where it needs a bit of work. But anyway, he's just stuck for a minute where it'll still spread, but like it's just a nightmare. So he's just going to borrow it for a day or two, but the chain is a bit loose, and I was just greasing up those nipples on it as well, and that shear bolt is loose as well, so I just want to tighten that. I want to see, can I tighten the chain on it, and it'll be ready to go for him. But then later on, what I'm going to do is actually going to move the ewes, because I need to move the ewes out of the way to get the cattle up. I'm going to bring the cows and calves up from the road and have them up here in the fields here, ready to go for Sunday evening or Monday morning. So it'll be a bit handier for me. So I'm going to move the ewes to where the cows were grazing, just out of the way, and then when I get the cows up, the sheep can have the run of the whole lot. Then the cows are just going in this the field beyond this one, and they'll be ready to go into the shed then, into the lorry on Monday. So it'll just make things a little bit easier for me. So we're just going to do this first, and then we'll get to that. I'll get the dog, and we'll move the sheep. Come on! Just bringing the cows up, they're just following me up here now. And we're going a bit hungry down the road. They probably needed a bale of silage or so, but there's a little pick of grass here where I'm going to put them until Monday, and then sure, they're going in then. So come on. They know the routine of coming up anyway. The sheep have this, not bare, but there's not cattle grass here. They might just go running around the field for a bit, but they always come into the lane then just up here. So come on, come on. Come in this gate here. I had all this dug back up with the digger, but until I get this fenced along here, they keep going in across it and trampling the whole thing down. So I'll need to do another little bit of work with the digger. But like, there's a lick of grass in here. They're only here till Monday. It's Friday now. Like, they're in here till Monday, and then they'll be going up to the shed, which are a feck all to go up anyway. So come on, come on. Easy, easy. That brown heifer's a maddest feck. Few small little calves. That's actually the pedigree lad there. As I said before, I didn't register him because he was just too small. I don't know whether that's the mall or not. I'll just check. Oh, there's some sheep back out there. I had to move the ewes in order to get the cattle up, but there's a pillar broke down there. Someone hit it when we were drawing the silage, so I can open that gate now anyway, and they can have the spread over the run of the whole place. There's a ewe there, actually. That's a real tin ewe that she went down after the dog was running them. So I'll go back and I'll open that gate and let the ewes out over the whole lot, sort of a fair scope now, and then I just need to bring the ewes back home off the hill. There's 70 or 80 ewes there. I'm not sure exactly what's there. I think there's near 80. And then they'll have the run of the whole spot. So I don't think I'll have to start feeding silage for a while, as I said earlier in the video. Yeah, I don't know. This video will probably be finished before the cattle go up to the shed, because I'll be doing a few things over the weekend. Maybe sorting out more of the sheep shed down there. Have to move that wool or get it tidied up. Should have nearly went with it today, and then I would have been able to clean out the rest of the shed over the weekend. But anyway, as I said, there's no panic about the shed yet, because we're not spreading the dung, we're only dumping it in a heap. So the deadline, I don't think matters then. So just one of the calves. I'm going to tag the other lads out there, so I'm just going to tag him now. He's a fair chest on him, like that lad's only a couple of days old, a fair bruiser of a calf. So I'll just have her shut out there as long as she doesn't jump the gate. I'll just grab him, and I just want to check, put my hand on his navel as well. He might just have a swell navel. I'll have to give him an antibiotic if he does. So I'll just tag him now. Just tagged him there. Is the typical, he's after getting through this gate now, where we had to cut that bar off where an animal got his head stuck in the gate. So he actually has a swell navel a bit, and I wouldn't mind I sprayed it with blue spray. That's always the problem when they're in the fucking shed. An awful lot of them get swell navel, so look, I'm going to have to spray him again, and I have an antibiotic there for him, and he might need an antibiotic just for probably 3 days, I'd say. I'm sure we'll just keep an eye on him. Seems to have a bit of a pant there as well, maybe slight touch of pneumonia if the weather's warm, like, so. But anyway, he needs this antibiotic. We'll give him antibiotics for 3 days, and we'll just keep him under view, and then we're just going to tag the lad out in the other shed. Just going to finish up this video now. We have the two of them tagged and injected, and nothing more we can do with them till tomorrow. So again, hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe down the bottom, and we will catch you at the next one.